Strengthen. I'm Erica Connor. This is produced by Solutions Northwest. Please consult with your physician before beginning this or any exercise program. Today we're going to be working on full body strength, and we're going to utilize the plank to do that. So I'm going to be working with a chair. You can use any table surface, a high desk. You can use a wall, whatever works for your shoulders. Make sure that there's no pain in the shoulders or the wrists while you're holding the plank. We're going to hold this first one for 45 seconds. Feel free to step out, take a break, and then come back into it as your body needs, as you build up your strength. So I'm going to be using the back of a chair. Make sure it's not a wheeled chair. It's not going to go away from you. As I step back into this, you can start with, I've got flat wrists, so I'm not going to let the wrists come into flexion here or extension. I'm going to keep them nice and long. And then even stepping back just this tiny bit right here, and then instead of letting the ribs come forward, I'm going to keep them pulled back, keep the belly muscles pulled back, and the shoulders broad, so not coming up into my head. So right here, I already feel some work. And that can be enough. You can start building your core strength from there. And this is full core strength all the way through to your feet. If you'd like more challenge, you can step back a little bit further into this position, and I feel a big change in the strength and the work in the abdominals here. Make sure you keep breathing. So as you're holding this plank here, you can, if you would like more work, you can come down onto your forearms. So here a tabletop surface would be a little bit more comfortable for the forearms if you have that. So as you get more and more horizontal, the work increases. Here I still have broad shoulders, lifted ribs. As you get more horizontal, your heels are not going to stay on the floor. You'll end up more on your toes. Some people who have toe step, if you're in shoes, it's more support for the toes than letting them flex. We're going to keep holding this for probably another 20 seconds. Ways to get more horizontal is you could be down on the seat of the chair, or you can come down to the floor. So keep checking in with your breath. My kneecaps are lifted, so my leg muscles are real strong. The belly muscles are lifted. The ribs are lifted. Throat is soft and open. If your neck feels tight, you can turn your head, looking around. We'll take 3 more breaths here, holding this plank. And you can always change position if it starts to feel too challenging. You can come back to straight arms here and holding it for these last few seconds. Do what's right for your body. Your bodies change every day. So check in each time you do the plank, what's right for that day. And then stepping out of that. So that's the front leg plank, works the whole front of the body, deep core muscles, all the way through deep spinal muscles. Then we're going to go into side plank, working the side body. It also works balance. So same principles for holding. The more vertical you are, the less intense. The more horizontal, the more work. You're going to have, so we're going to do a working the left side first. Your left foot is going to come just in front of your right foot. And just this little tip here to the side might be enough. Check in with shoulder, make sure that's okay for your shoulder. The wrist is open and long. If you'd like more challenge, you can step further away so that you're getting more to horizontal. And again, I'm having real strong legs here. I'm making sure my hips don't sway out to the side. So think of my spine being nice and long all the way through the center of the feet. If you want a little bit more horizontal, you're going to come down onto forearm. The hand will be pointing forward, finding that you're squared up. So ribs, square with hips, open shoulders. This shoulder here that you're bearing weight on, make sure it's not sliding up into your ear. You keep pulling that shoulder down towards your waist without popping out over here. So keeping the ribs square and the shoulder low. So I'm going to take 3 more full breaths here. If you want more challenge, you'll go down to the seat of the chair or a low table. And then gently stepping out of that. So we'll do the other side. I'm going to take this chair around. Working the right side of the body, Our bodies are different left and right, so do what's right for this shoulder for your body. Right foot will be in front. And if it's okay on your wrist, you can start with straight arm, keeping shoulder low, checking for square ribs to pelvis. Strong legs, really engage your leg muscles. They're not just hanging out there, they're part of the exercise. So I'm squeezing the muscles to the bone. Stable in my feet. If you'd like more challenge, you can come down into the forearm position. So I look down the body to check alignment, and then I bring my head forward again, so I'm not straining my neck. I'm just getting an inner felt sense of the movement instead of watching the whole time. So head is neutral. You can turn your head side to side if you feel any tension in your neck. And keeping the shoulder real low. Outside arm can rest at your side or hand on hip. We'll do 3 more breaths. Strong legs, long spine, anchored shoulder. 1 more breath in, and then standing up out of that. All right, so we're going to move into a side stretch to open up where we strengthened. So I'm going to start with stretching the left side. The left foot's going to come in front, and you're going to roll your foot so that you're on the top part of the foot, and I'm letting my leg just rest and hang here. And your left arm's going to come up. If that's hard on your shoulder, you can keep your hand at your chest. Otherwise, arm comes up, and I'm going to let my hip and my ribs sway out to the side, using the chair for a little balance and stability, and leaning over. I'm thinking about the curve as full body from my foot all the way through the crown of my head. So it's not just a side bend right here. The whole body is part of this crescent. Do 3 more breaths, thinking of the feet rooting down to the earth, and then my spine growing up and tall in this curve out through the crown of my head. And then floating up to tall. And we'll stretch the other side. So right foot crosses over, resting on the top side of the foot. You can hold on for balance with the left hand, or you can let that hand just slide down the left leg. Lifting up out of the waist as I come across. If you feel any neck tension, it's okay to look down and then look forward again. My breath is deep into the lower lungs. Thinking of lifting the spine and rooting through the feet at the same time. 2 more breaths. One more breath in, and exhaling up to standing. Thank you for joining.